And you said we were through.
Okay, first let me say this. Many of us know for a fact that what Obama produced as a copy of his long-form birth certificate on April 27th is nothing more than a digitally fabricated forgery. What do I mean by this? What I'm telling you is that Obama's birth certificate was created on a computer and only exists in cyberspace. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or an image specialist to see that there cannot possibly be a physical copy of this document. It just does not exist. There are too many anomalies. Some of these anomalies are physically impossible in real life. In this ongoing debate about what can be done about this forgery, we're constantly being told, you won't ever be able to view Obama's real birth certificate in the vaults in Hawaii. The Department of Justice and the courts won't allow it. We don't even need to see the original. The image alone is proof of fraud. If I showed you a picture of an eagle I have that has sparrow wings and flies, you wouldn't need for me to reproduce the eagle to prove that I'm lying. We all know that it would be physically impossible. It would defy the law of physics. There are at least 25 anomalies on the image Obama produced as his so-called birth certificate. In fact, it's an extremely poor forgery. I've broken down the anomalies into two categories. There are those anomalies that can be reproduced but would make absolutely no sense as to why a clerk in Hawaii in 1961 would do this. Take, for example, the multiple fonts found in the image. Unless you have a manual typewriter with several lowercase a's, h's, l's, etc. in different fonts, then the only way you could do this is to type part of the document on one manual typewriter and then pull the paper out, put it in another typewriter with different fonts, and perfectly align these letters with the other words and letters you had already previously typed. I used a manual typewriter in my business for many years. I can tell you from experience that when you take a document out of the typewriter, then put it back into the typewriter to make a correction or addition, you'll find it almost impossible to line it up perfectly. Obama's image doesn't just have one of these situations, it has many. So yes, it could be done, but it would be nearly impossible, and it would make absolutely no sense for a clerk to do this. The other category are those anomalies that cannot possibly be recreated in real life. These are the anomalies that prove beyond any shadow of a doubt that this image Obama produced is a fake. We don't need to see a physical copy in the vaults in Hawaii. We know there isn't one, or at least we know there isn't one that looks like the image Obama claims is a copy of his birth certificate. One of the anomalies I'm referring to is the R in Barack. When you look at it, it's in a different resolution. How could this possibly be? How can you take a photo of a document and have the camera zoom in and magnify individual letters, then reduce them automatically back to the same height of the other letters? Even the pixels around the letter R are a different size. That's physically impossible. It cannot be done. I challenge the Obama team or anybody else to explain this or reproduce this phenomenon in real life. You may ask, well, where's your expertise? How can you say there isn't a birth certificate in Hawaii that looks like what Obama put online? No, I don't have a degree in image work. However, I've been doing image editing for over 10 years now. Some of it was for genealogy work, and some of it was just for fun. In the past 3 years, I've created well over 100 fake certificates of live birth and even created a fake long form for Obama months before he released his. I promise you, my version is much more believable than what Obama's team created. I can also create anything you want me to with oil paints. If you want an airplane, I can build you one. If you want me to write and create you a song, I can do that too.
She's killing me, but I love her too much to go on and set her free.
However, there are a few things I cannot possibly do. I can't create an eagle that can fly with wings of a sparrow, and there is no way in hell I can recreate Obama's image of his birth certificate in real life. So, for those who want to ignore this issue with your head in the sand and hope it will go away, forget it. It ain't going to happen. When it's finally realized either in a court of law or in the court of public opinion that Obama is a fraud, all hell will break loose. Think of the lawsuits, the calls for members of Congress to resign or be indicted. Think about the 2 Supreme Court justices appointed by Barack Obama. Even if they aren't removed, what credibility problems does this create? The list of catastrophes is a mile long. And why? Because too many people want to ignore this problem. It's time to wake up and decide what you are going to do about it.